Rich here again. This time with a video about my background, where I'm coming from, I suppose. My overall philosophy. And it's based on evidence as always, because I consider myself to be a scientist. And the evidence in this case is consciousness, I've said before. But it's not a new thing, it's basically Eastern mysticism. If I went to Tibet, the Buddha guy here, I'm sure they'd find these ideas quite natural and normal, and quite probably tell me a thing or two. So it's not new, it's different to the Western world, it's a bit odd to hear, but in the Eastern world it's nothing new at all. So I started with kind of metaphysics, or based on physics, and I started with energy. And the law of the conservation of energy states that, given the evidence so far, that energy can't be destroyed, nor created, only transformed. And if that's true, and it seems to be, then that implies that energy has been around all the time. Indefinitely. It was never created. Can't be destroyed, apparently. Just hanging around. Everywhere. And I say everywhere because that's the Higgs boson field, according to quantum mechanics as I understand it. I'm a bit out of touch, but I think that's true. And people talk this kind of free energy in space, which may exist, whether you actually get it or not, but it may exist. So energy is there, it's everywhere, and it's not going anywhere. Just everywhere. So that's one kind of context. And I myself am a kind of energy. I'm conscious. I can see colours and hear sounds, feel things. Not just some kind of android made of flesh. But if I were, how would anyone know that I don't see and hear things? That I'm not conscious? That's an assumption for an android. But who knows? I'm conscious. There's a classic Star Trek episode which Data was in called, the new generation one, where Data was in called, and he was, basically not being conscious, so he can make him a slave and take his rights. And Commander Riker had to basically switch him off and prove to the court, well, he's dead now. He's obviously not conscious. Now, I can't recall what the outcome was, but I think it is in Dead's favour. But my point is, does consciousness go away as soon as the body dies? And the answer is no. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I say this with some confidence, because I can recall being around before I was born. What happened afterwards, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I'll still be around in some form or other. And again, it's not just me saying these things. And I also have about yin yang as a kind of core concept. This idea of light and dark and contrast. Or I put in the comment description, variety is the spice of life. Without contrast, we could not perceive anything at all. You can imagine a very, very bright light in your room, so bright you could not see it at all. Very bright out your eyes, so bright. And that's just like a contrast. So we need contrast in order to perceive anything at all, and we also need contrast to experience delights and surprises, or pain, whatever. It's all done to contrast. And based on what I know, I can't prove at all, but it's probably the best thing as a belief, but I actually kind of know this somehow. That big G, all that is, decided, not sure when or where, that just being around for ages was not a good idea because it's boring. Yeah, it's just kind of this effusive energy just dispersed everywhere. Not so good. You know what? I think I individuate. So lo and behold, all these individual beings suddenly appear. And I'm one of them, but we're not individual. We appear to be, but we're not. We're part of this kind of energy conscious field, which is everywhere apparently. I can't clear the consciousness quite, but the energy is there. And it seems that consciousness is everywhere. I've had some strange experiences to confirm that point. Very old ones. And, you know, as I say, this kind of, this sense of individuality is an illusion. I think time is also. Many people have wondered what time actually is, and physicists trying to define it, and basically define it as a state of decay, increasing entropy, increasing disorder. As time goes by, things tend to dissipate and go into a lower energy state. Except for life. That seems to put the trend and organise together and go against time, as it were, against decay. Depends how big the picture gets. If you see this whole universe, then yes, by a lot of things, it will peter out one day and just decay to nothingness. Just back to its original state, I guess. But this is not the universe. There are clear, sound, physical reasons for assuming there are other universes around. Namely the anthropic principle and quantum mechanics. In that field, there's a particular school of thought called the Benny-Wells hypothesis, which is there to try to explain some results found in quantum mechanics. So some physicists are taking this idea seriously, that other universes do exist. And I myself have experienced a parallel lifetime. I say experience, I recall being in a different universe. And I've met people from that, well, one person in particular, from that other universe, who recognised me from that universe, but I was 10 years older than he thought. It's strange stuff. That's still real life. And yeah, say time may be an illusion too. I think, and there's good reason to think of this, that everything is already created, including the future. And we, biz, as the far side people put it, you know, beings just being the purpose, being there is, I don't know, call it beings being around for purpose, being just being. We actually move through the future stuff and encounter it without free will. I think that's also true. Again, there's some physical evidence to suggest that may be true. It's not conclusive, but there's a Bell's experiment in quantum mechanics. I think it's John Bell, and one of his theories to account for the observations was to assume that the future is fixed. You know, literally, because that would account for the observations. Otherwise, it get quite difficult to explain. And so, yeah, I think from a kind of God point of view, if you want to put it that way, context. Where was I? So that's just a thought bit. I'm a bit lost. Sorry. I think, yeah, for overall kind of context, in my view, the definition of God is unlimited. Most people say all-knowing, all-loving, all-wise, or whatever. Yes, okay. Not quite sure it's true though, but unlimited. does fit the bill. Because what kind of God could have limits? And so this leads to the notion we get all kinds of things happening on the kind of dark side, as it were. The yang-yin side. The yin is the dark, the weak side, which is in large numbers and gathers around the light to kind of have a fight or whatever. So the whole thing is very kind of mystical and huge proportions, massive timescales, just enormous ideas, which few people can actually contemplate, let alone work with. I think a physicist would struggle with universes, for example. I know they do. But the whole stuff is all about consciousness and its emanations. It's all about that, it seems to me. And so we are basically one. We're not individual beings. We can communicate directly via telepathy and other means. But we tend to believe, we can't. And beliefs are very, very strong in many people, too strong, and often wrong. Because without foundation, no evidence whatsoever. So yeah, again, I can't prove this stuff, but it might provide a useful context to where my views, and may help you to adjust life, perhaps. I'm not sure. And the one big spiritual challenge I have is to accept things as they are. Because my life has been horrendous. Awful childhood. Crap adult life as a consequence. I could barely cope with people at all. It's been awful. So I have kind of resigned myself to things, but it's not quite the same as acceptance. Because resignation is kind of feeling, okay, just have to face it like an adult does. But acceptance is different. That's accepting the bad stuff, the pain, the disease or the horrors, whatever. Because that's the way that I think that's what knowing your enemies means in the Bible. I think it's not love as such, but acceptance, which is the kind of essence of love. Anyway, that's my meanderings. I hope you found it useful, and I'll get back to my normal life. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you. Bye.